Good morning. Happy Monday to you, family. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're getting grounded. We are plugging on into Pisces season. How was your weekend? I hope it was good. Checking in. We had the 222 portal yesterday, you guys. How are you doing? Please click the like if you receive activations, encouragement, support, synchronicity, confirmations, messages. If you feel supported by how we connect together, click the like. That just helps us circulate, on this platform and get some Palo Santo. Get in here, get your Palo Santo. It's Monday, you need it. Friend, I'm wafting some on myself. Don't think I'm above it. Okay. She is smoking, but I don't know. But yeah, get in here, get some coffee, get some tea. Let's get together. Let's get our perspective right. Let's get in alignment. Hello, Pisces season. And the 222 portal yesterday. Yeah. Click subscribe. Click subscribe too. If you're here, if you receive, comment. I love to engage. Click subscribe. Click like. I really don't hold a specific intention. You guys know my spiel. I never really set out a huge goal of like monetization in this space, but I know that we all need to find our soul family and we need to find our tribe and we need good spiritual support. We need places to tap in and get aligned and check in on each other. So with that being said, when you like and you subscribe, it just helps us circulate. It helps us get connected. So I was thinking, you guys, by the way, happy 222. Let me say once again, real quick, like we over here, we love to get gassed up. We love to fix our perspective. We love any good reason. I tell everybody, I love a sabbatical celebration. I love a numerological day. I love a new moon. I love a full moon. I love a planetary alignment because it's so crazy when we are in the, we're in the energy of really rebirthing timelines like we are doing right now. There is so much that's being purged, and we're going to be walking into spring equinox time frames with like all of these open vortexes. Spirit is saying open vortex. But what's crazy is when propaganda is like at an all-time high because old, dark, inverted, black, Saturnian, upside down world, ugly ass matrix, all of that stuff is dying. We talk about it over here all the time. When we're in that energy and you have all these pockets of voids and the universe loves a vacuum, right? So you've got this big open space. Something's going to fill it, friend. That's what I'm saying. It's great to get right now. We're transitioning. We're walking out the rest of the work. Beautiful Pisces season has a lovely North Node in Pisces. I love that for us. And we need that. We need to be seeking to be in alignment with our dreams. I'm not saying that we tap out of reality. We also hold the awareness that two things can be true at once over here. We understand when we incarnate into this earth experience, you kind of sign a contract. And it doesn't matter what you say you don't believe. And I have love for everyone and all the different perspectives. But here's the thing. The energy is going to be dualistic in nature. And the more that we come to an understanding and have awareness of that, we can kind of choose our perspective. You feel what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that, chaos is still going to be chaosing. And me, the very Aquarian over here, is going to remind you that that's how stars are born. And as I used to tell the little kids in the forest school, man, it's not, that's science. It's not just spiritual, it's science, okay? And don't you love that I'm spraying frankincense, by the way, because, we've been talking about these quick energetic alignment cleansing points. Keep practicing those, by the way. Spirit wants to remind you, okay, Spirit wants to remind, we're going to get into the message. There's so much emerging that Spirit wants you to be able to hold the duality of the fact that there's so much dissolution going on, but at the same time, that is how it has to be for new life to emerge. Spirit's laughing and saying, ha ha ha, see? Because that's not just spirituality, that's science. That's how it goes. What happens with the womb? All that water's got to come out. All the birth, all the blood, the sweat, the tears, the pain. And then what? Oh my gosh, that's the most magical emergence portal. Spirit is showing me a card and now I have to find it. I think I was going to read it at one point. And then I didn't. But yeah, it's super important to really find, Spirit says, KISS. Real quick, like, if you're here for the first time, I'm so glad that you stumbled in today. I'm so glad. I hope you receive a beautiful alignment, some sort of synchronicity, a magical reminder here to take with you today, friend. But we have to have these clearing things in play. And I was gonna just say, for a newcomer, someone who hasn't hung out in a while, over here, I'm always invoking and holding a really spiritually clear, protected space. I do channel. We tap into astrology. We pull cards. But when I talk about spirit is reminding me, that's my team and higher self. That's my team of spirit guides. That's my ancestors, both galactic and earthbound. That's the Davic nature spirits of the earth. That is, your ancestors and my ancestors up there at the astral coffee table. So we always like to set the intention before we get too into it. If you haven't been here before, as soon as we sit down in the driver's seat with our cup of coffee over here, Spirit's like, and go. So that's how it is, and we love it. But yeah, so Spirit is reminding me of the fact that we are setting intentions to channel and hold energy in the space that is in service of the highest and best good. It is activating energies for manifesting health, wealth, abundance, prosperity, expansion, self-awareness, healing, and higher timelines. Okay, so now that we kind of cleared and set that space, Spirit is taking me back to KISS. Keep it simple. We'll say silly. Keep it simple. Stupid is the OG. But I just, you got to be careful when you're word spelling with yourself. Keep it simple. Okay. KISS. Let's be reminded that we need to have good energetic, good spiritual, emotional hygiene. That's core. I'm looking at the the black moonstone. Spirit is reminding me how we were channeling messages about setting new foundational, what were we saying? Cornerstones. You got to build these things off of having good routines. We are South Node Virgoing out repetitive things in our daily routine and our health routine. Mind you, health is spiritual, it's mental health, it's emotional, and all of those things come way before physical manifestations. So South Node in Virgo, perhaps you're building new cornerstones in health. That could be. I hope that we all are, because we're going to need it. Because in fact, that's the simplest form. All of those things, those are the simplest forms of abundance and blessing. Everything else builds up there. So I love that we are getting on into Pisces. Child, how has it been such a busy weekend? I ain't even pulled up this chart. Whoa, that's weird. Maybe that's some Spirit was like, maybe that's a good thing, you know. Yeah, I was pretty sure we had a full-on lineup. And pretty soon, in a couple days, Mars will join into this. We will see kind of like a continuum flow of what we call stelliums or planetary alignments. A stellium is a super fancy word if you want to drop it on someone today. Or maybe you already know because you're into your astrology. But let me crack open Stephen D. Farmer. This is Earth Magic Oracle. I've had this since my very first apprenticeship with my shaman teacher. Very well loved. Stephen D. Farmer is amazing. But yeah, so stellium, that's just basically when you have 4 or more, some will say 3 or more. Take it as you will, as it resonates for you, right? Over here, you are your highest and best teacher. You are your own guru, okay? Follow your intuition first and foremost and trust yourself, okay? But listen, we have Sun at 4 degrees in Pisces. You guys know we still have the, excuse me, guys. We still have the North Node in Pisces. We have Venus in Pisces at the 16th degree. We have Mercury in Pisces at the 21st degree. And of course, you know, we know that we still have Saturn and Neptune at those beautiful beginning degrees. Saturn's actually at 1 degree, okay, of Aries. So we love it. Do you see the juxtaposition? We will continue to come back to this. It's very important to understand. Spirit is saying that Pisces is dissolving. It's dissolving. We are still in a place of letting go. Embrace, you know, I was journaling with Pisces. I have a journal where when you flip to the page, it intros you into like, okay, we're in Pisces season now. And you kind of sit for a minute and you write, or maybe you draw, or whatever you do. But you sit with the energy of the season. Of course, Pisces season started, you know, later on the 18th, going into the 19th. Wherever you are, I'm so glad you're here. But whatever Gregorian calendrical date, right? So we've been in Pisces for about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish days, right? We're just getting started. In astrology, we would say we're in the first decan or decan of Pisces energy. We know that Mercury does swing back into retrogrades, but Mercury usually, there's occasions where Mercury will swoop back and kind of bring up the tail, the caboose of the energy. But Mercury likes to be ahead. Mercury is our fast, you know, fast wing, Apollo, Hermes, however you like to view it, wings, sandals, messenger, right? Crown chakra, higher stellar gateways, communication, visions, stuff like that. But it's all of this energy, and even the Venusian, like very earthly, how we experience Pisces season, how it makes us feel, what we want to eat, what are we projecting into our reality as far as relationships we're calling towards us. We all have this beautiful Piscean frequency going on right now. So what I really hope for us is that we embrace how we shift from a lot of, again, we're going to see the whole train of planets. They're going to continue to move in this stellium, cyclical, kind of progressive, through each, would you say, through each embodiment on the zodiac wheel. So we'll see the Pisces energy kind of crescendo, which is great because Pisces kind of gives us a little bit of a break from the Aquarius stellium energy we slowly came down from. And we hold a space where it's much more intuitive. I think organic is a great word. Unfoldment is a great word. It's definitely more being, right? There's a softening. So I love that transition. But again, we are on this precipice. We have these big, Saturn is the gatekeeper, the key holder, karma and time and the life coach and the I want you to be responsible so you can receive your inheritance. All of these type of frequencies. Saturn is at that 1 degree of Aries. We're still wrapping up Chiron work in Aries, which is the healing of who am I, right? The I am that I am, exalted vibration of the crown chakra. And then, of course, we know we also have Neptune in Aries. And so this word emergence keeps coming up. And I made a set of candles. Was it last year or the year before? Here she is. There she is. This reminds me of Bridget always with this dragonfly card. I've shared with you before that I love dragonflies. I collect wings. I see them all the time. I've made dragonfly candles. I made this beautiful set of springtime candles, and they have these gorgeous, gemmy dragonfly charms. I'll have to find a picture and share it with you guys. Wait, how did we do that? So I flipped this out of the box, and let me just tell you, so all the cards I was going to shuffle, right? But I noticed, why is that one sitting like that? This is so rare. I'm kind of almost borderline OCD-ish about my cards. It is very rare that happens. How interesting that lightning and power on the top and waterfall and effortless are on the bottom. I think we're going to read both of those as messages in this beautiful energy. Perhaps this is coming after the 222 portal activation. Wow, Dragonfly is right there. Hey, Spirit was ready for us. Look, Dragonfly is really what inspired me to grab that deck to begin with. Let me keep it organized, y'all. Because you know I have so many decks out. I'll have cards all over the place. Okay. So 222 portal. Let's touch on that as well. The 222 portal, it's really beautiful. I love to connect with those numerological portals in each month. I think they're excellent ways to flow through different ways to just connect with energetic alignment. I love the energy of the 222. Of course, I can't help but think of like the for some reason, when I was thinking about the 222 portal, I kept seeing Two of Cups. Two of Cups, if you read about the Two of Cups card in a more like, how would we say, cosmic, galactic way, there are people who will actually refer to the Two of Cups as like a kindred soul spirits, very traditional interpretation. We're branching off of this 222 portal that happened yesterday, right? Partnerships, love, soul-fated connections. That's a very traditional approach to the Two of Cups. But at the what do we say? At the base energy, at the soul level energy, the Two of Cups is about what happens when hearts, when soul frequencies, when kindreds, when spirit families, you could say, which is happening at an all-time high, right? They come and they connect through magic, through frequency. I love that because, we do have the backdrop of this year. We'll be finishing out a North Node in Pisces, but we'll transition into a North Node in Aquarius. So I love how the energy reminds us that all types of soul families, you think you have ancestral karmic lineage breakers, people who are stepping away from whole families, maybe multiple generations only living in one place, being moved to connect to a new frequency of grid work, connecting with new like-minded souls. People are meeting from all over the world and reconnecting through the internet and through lots of different things, but it's a different level of consciousness, which creates new connections. You know what I'm saying? And I always thought that it was a really beautiful perspective that someone had written. It was someone who has a tarot deck, and I can't remember. I don't know if we love Chris Ann over here. She has beautiful decks. And she did the Light Seers, probably one of her top ones. I think between the Two of Cups and the Three of Cups is like this whole, what does she call it? It may have been her sacred siblinghood, maybe. It's like, let me find it, because this is what I'm really feeling into for the 222 portal. Because for me, I get like, I know that I think we had almost a conjunction with the Pleiades, seven sisters, so to speak, right? Sisterhood, soul family, and the moon on the 222 portal. So I thought that was really beautiful as far as like thinking about profound alignment, huge spiritual balance. Maybe you could even say old souls coming together. So I love that connection was happening in astrology on the 222 portal for sure. Very powerful. It was something about like, how would we even say, going through energetic harmonics and balance, choosing a timeline, but locking in with like your own intuition. So I was getting a lot of that energy off the 222 portal. Here we go. I think I found Chris Ann's card. What else did I save? Because sometimes I'll save screenshots of different people that I love. What is her name? Let me find this to you guys, because I love what she wrote. Or I'm saying she, I'm so sorry. He. What is his name? Oh, Alex Miles, I think it is. And I think he's on Instagram. What is he called? The Conjured Saint? Alex Miles, Myles. Okay, let me read this to you too, because this is one of my favorites that I saved. February 22nd stands as one of the most fortunate and blessed days of the year as the 222 portal creates a, and mind you, this is within our, Spirit is saying, remind them we're still in the eclipse portal. And that started out with the new moon in Aquarius, and we had the rebirth of the, Lunar New Year and all these things happening at once. We're still in that portal, and we're going to close that portal with the other bookend of the eclipse, which will be the full moon in Virgo. Another reminder for your own reading or self-study is that the eclipses are about the nodes. And remember, we have that beautiful soul purpose, returning to source, back to the oneness of all that you are. North node in Pisces, right? South node in Virgo, very much like that came through in a collective message the other day, and we were talking about the habits and the routines and the things, and you're just, I'm hearing, okay, that's funny. Okay, Spirit is saying don't beat a dead horse, because this year is supposed to be about rebirthing the new horse, the fire horse. Okay, I get it, Spirit. Let me read this to you. The 222 portal creates a high voltage bridge. We've been talking a lot about bridges. Didn't that come through? Was that Friday's message and we saw the waterfall and it had the card with a world on it? Is a high voltage bridge, right? Hello, Aquarian frequency. Between your current reality and the future of absolute abundance. This peak alignment occurs as Venus and Jupiter. Oh, we talked about the trine. We were talking about that, yes. Okay, Venus and Jupiter lock into a rare and magical harmony, sending a surge of favor through your path to clear blocks and delays. Venus radiates the frequency of magnetic attraction and deep soul devotion, while Jupiter expands every blessing until your cup overflows. Hello, that's where I was getting that Two of Cups energy, right? Together under the 222 signature. Yes, I know. Somebody's like, it's not 222. Okay, but this is going to ripple out not only all week long, but this adds to the frequency of this eclipse portal we're in, okay? Together under the 222 signature, they function as a divine force that pulls soulmate connections, financial miracles directly into your life. And of course, at the core of that, we don't always have to push that out to someone else is coming to me. That starts within you first, right? That's your own divine masculine and divine feminine balance. Remember, we kept talking about divine harmonics? That's also your own journey with you being your own soulmate. Here we go with the Spirit is saying foundations, cornerstones. Okay, got it. Expect serendipity to guide your every move as the universe provides instant proof that you are chosen and cherished. Messages will arrive with fearless honesty, and people recognize your worth and sudden intents and enthusiasm. But please, let's bring it back to you recognize your worth, and then you act accordingly, because that's what puts the frequency out there for you to magnetize in the first place, right? You might be thinking of like romantic things. You might be thinking of collaborative creations. It doesn't have to be you always looking for a partner. Although if you are, there's nothing wrong with that. You get what I'm saying? You're more in this place of shifting into a state, what does this say? State of total clarity. Yeah. Money indifferent. Oh, it's 2022 on my, okay. No way. My step counter buzzed at this little reminder. Sorry guys, my dog. Hey, no, ma'am. It's okay. It's okay. It buzzed a reminder, and I have to show you because we'll always be these people, right? Do you see the 2022? Get out of here. I love the little winks from Spirit, okay? This is total clarity. This is a huge shift. It's, fearless honesty, like he's writing here. It could be around money, but of course we understand that abundance and blessing comes in many energetic forms. And it says, expected prosperity arriving with destined timing. Yes, I like that. This can be a moment where your faith meets a limitless current of success to show you your most expansive dreams are finally manifesting. Listen. The birds are so loud. My favorite tree is outside of the window. I want to open the window, but then the dogs are going to bark, you guys. It says, An energetic gateway to align with your highest timeline on the 222 portal is opening. It's a portal in a portal because the eclipse is a portal, right? You're ready to unlock what's already written for you, but remember, the portal doesn't do the work for you. It amplifies the frequency to pull you into it. 222 carries the vibrations of balance, harmony, divine order, Christ consciousness, or Christos if you prefer, unconditional love, unity, and sacred alignment. It is a recalibration point. It awakens divine feminine wisdom, heightening your intuition, your creativity, emotional healing, spiritual maturity. Yes. And let me tell you something. Okay. Let me tell you. Did Chris Ann's website load? Yes. It's so powerful because it is also super amplified by these huge shifts that Saturn and Neptune have now made. It's also double, triply amplified by the fact that we're in this beautiful eclipse portal, and now we're flowing from all of the Aquarius stelliums into the Pisces stellium. Shout out to Mama Cindy, my Auntie Cindy out there, who would probably say, Aquarius, 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 Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. Okay. But yeah, here we go. Here we go. The 222 portal, and we are going to read these cards too, because these are our messages for today, but this is what it was giving. I found what I was talking about, and it's the Three of Cups that Chris Ann writes for her Light Seers Tarot. It says, Sister Soul Journeyer, Sacred Kindred, thank you for being here with me. And brother, sister, we're not just pinning down gender, we're talking about energetics, okay? Thank you for being here with me on the path. When one is happy, the others are happy for them. And when the other needs help, the other two are there, no questions asked. Bonds are richer than blood, for they have known that they have been here together before at a different time, a different place, supporting one another through evolutionary cycles. The bonds of time and light and soul family have helped them to find one another again and again and again on every subsequent birth. Every year when the timing is right, they take a weekend away. Okay, energy. Sorry, guys. They take a weekend away. Okay, it kind of elaborates on that, but it says they celebrate their deep bonds of friendship and love. They take an oath now to remain part of one another's lives. They look up at the stars and they smile. All is well. The seven sisters of Pleiades. Yes, that's what I was thinking about. Shine down on them, winking at the interconnectedness of life, just like the 2022 was winking at us, right? Blessing them with the knowledge that they'll always have a home together, anchored amongst the stars. And it's just this energy of like deep friendships, sacred connections, and bonds of soul family. Maybe this is like a vibrational message. It does talk a little bit about vibrational attraction based on energetic connection. This could be a message if you find, and I really relate to this, but it's like if you find yourself and you have had to close down a lot of stuff. And I know we all have. And Mars is still in the last decan of Aquarius, so there's going to be divine action that's called for in unexpected ways that can feel radical. Hello, we have lightning on the table. But it's like, I know I have to be the one to end this timeline. I have to be the one to go on and step away so that I can make a new vortex to be filled with the things that I'm now called to do. You know, that's like moving away. That's like leaving a career that you put so much of your life into because you need to go to your soul calling. That's like finally getting the divorce because you know it's very toxic and you're just going to be stifled and stuck. We could go on, right? You know, I always say you can fill in those blanks for how it feels on your timeline in your specific journey. So yeah, that really does tap into the energy that I was feeling for the 222 portal. But let's read Dragonfly Emergence. I do love, remember, we're going to go back to the Earth Magic Oracle, but emergence is just a word that just keeps coming up, and I keep hearing it. I've written in my journal, so I was like, I've got to go dig out that card. It says, in the stages of the life cycle of a dragonfly, once the egg is laid upon a floating plant or dropped into the water, it gestates, hatches, and may remain for up to 4 years in this larval form called a nymph. Mind you, it's just gestating. It's just chilling. We could even imagine, by a pond somewhere in an ecosystem, like, does anybody even know it's a dragonfly there? It may not even know. It's just chilling. It has not yet received its energetic activation to wake up. You know what I'm saying? Like, whole timelines get activated in this way. Whole other versions of people become reborn and get activated. I remember two very vivid, specific personal experiences where I know I can look back and I'm like, I see where that activation was now. And let me tell you, both of those times, child, sure wouldn't know. It was not no magical motherfucking rainbow, love and light. I hope you get a rainbow. And I do, not the rainbow peeking out. The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar on tomorrow. Okay, but that's not how it felt. What the kids say, I'm not even going to hold you. Sometimes it feels much more like the thunder rolls and the lightning strikes. Collectively, we are being activated by a lot of shit that's got to float up so it can get flushed and washed out. And sometimes it goes both ways. Sometimes you have a powerful series of spiritual activations and synchronicities in a short time. And it does feel like you're riding a fucking opalesque fire horse rainbow through a prismatic portal. But sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it feels like I'm going to be sick to my damn stomach if I have to cry over this one more time. And I absolutely refuse. And that's more like a tower moment. But they're both for the same purpose. Can you see that? This is a precursor to the dragonfly. Dragonflies, can you get it? Lean into this with me, family, okay? Dragonflies skip the cocoon stage. I know you feel that. I couldn't get a cocoon stage because, like, that was a lot, and I feel it. I really do. Dragonflies skip the cocoon stage, moving from egg directly to nymph. At some point, the nymph climbs onto the rock, and everybody's like, what is that? What is on that rock? I'm hearing, what is that? You know what I'm talking about? Climbs onto a rock or a leaf, and then boom, right? It emerges from its former body, and it takes on the shape and character of an adult dragonfly, right? Get into this card for a minute. I know you can see Bridget. Do you see the emergence? It's very powerful and beautiful. And not me. I've showed you this before, and I have plenty. I have like 2 or 3 different whole dragonflies. No, I never harm a living thing as much as I can possibly help it. Literally, I'm that person. But bees and stuff just shows up, okay? You know how it is over here. Listen, look it. You see it? I think one year I did a series of candles too that literally had dragonfly wings on them. Ooh, they were so pretty. I'm going to have to go find a dragonfly candle and I'm going to put it on the page so you guys can see it. Look at that. It's beautiful. She's looking at us like, I know you know it's time to get activated. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. This radiant being then proceeds to illuminate our eyes and hearts as we witness its dramatic colors and magical dance along the surface of the water. In this card, we see a nature goddess like the dragonfly emerging from the water. And it's like whatever archetypes you connect with. For me, I'm deeply connected with Bridget, but you know, take it as you will. You're your own guru, right? Okay. We witness its dramatic colors and magical dance along the surface of the water. In this card, we see a nature goddess like the dragonfly emerging from the water, her hair braided with vines dotted with flowers. She is surrounded by dragonflies, and it is one of the most vibrant plant lives. And it is one with the vibrant plant life thriving in the pond. The goddess emerges from her gestation in the water, transformed with a renewed sense of power and purpose. Yes, emergence, power and purpose. You feel it. You are in an intense process of emergence into the next cycle of your life. Unlike more gradual shifts in awareness, child. You and me both. You know, I see you, you see me. We see each other, friend, okay? You have experienced It's a dramatic shift. You see that? It wasn't gradual, okay? This one is happening quite rapidly and it came on somewhat unexpectedly. You ain't telling me, okay? Without any pauses for contemplation or indecision. But listen, Spirit's like, hold tight though, because I want you to. Spirit is guiding us, our ancestors and team. Your higher self is saying Pisces is still a time of moving slowly, of unfurlment, of unfolding. We're still in betwixt and between until we get to the spring equinox. We will feel that kindling. When I think of Bridget, I think of the forge. I think of all those things, the home and hearth, and, but it's a slow build. Okay, we're still hitting different time marker shifts and build up and like crescendo points to get to spring equinox when the earth, Gaia, the ultimate, unadulterated, never hijacked, organic ascending grid, you see, that's when she starts her rebirth. Okay. Pisces is so important to soften. It's still so important to make time to listen, to make time to cleanse, to make time to let things fall away. Is gateways and portals. Okay, hear me out. Sometimes you do really like beam me up, Scotty. Bzz, you zap through a portal, but I feel like this time I need you to make sure, what is it? It's like having that teacher in fucking college algebra to say, do 5 more practice problems for me, please, because exam time, I need you to be able to hit it and get it. I need you to be able to lock in and know it. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't do the work, the homework, the sweating, the understanding, the alchemization, the transmutation, it's hard. You can't just lock in. You can fake like you locking in, but when things really get tight and things really move fast, you'd be like, oh, I'm not logged in. You know, I'm seeing like someone on the horse, or I'm seeing like the fire horse pulling the chariot and his stuff's falling off the back, or he's barely holding on to the horse. I thought I was locked in. That's how I'm seeing it. Yeah, it's a softening. It's a dream space. It's an astral. It's a journaling, meandering in nature. It's still, we don't want to go too fast, too soon, Spirit is saying. Please sit with, Spirit is saying, examine this South Node in Virgo energy, okay? Really examine your days. We got enough shit that's really going to be full on disorienting to us. And it ain't done yet, honey. It's just getting started. Love and light, okay? It's just getting started. We got to be able to lock in, but we have to do the work first. You see what I'm saying? We're going to get to this crescendo with this full moon in Virgo, okay? And it's going to activate that South Node. Okay, let's go back one more time. Spirit said, unlike more gradual shifts in awareness you have experienced, this one is happening quite rapidly and came on somewhat unexpectedly, without any pauses for contemplation or indecision. You may even think you are unprepared for such dramatic changes in your life, and yet you are prepared. You can put to use those experiences and wisdom you've accumulated up to now. Life is demanding that you move into the next stage of maturity. This requires you to adjust your thinking about yourself, but also about others and your community. It calls for you to shed yet another layer of your ego-filled defenses. Ooh, I feel that though. And let go of any illusions of being less than who you are. This period of emergence is one of broadened consciousness and heightened perceptual capacity. And since it is inevitable, it is best to surrender to the flow and allow yourself to gracefully move into the next cycle of your life. I love it. Okay, let's read lightning next. Seeing the lightning card, of course, naturally, I'm going to probably having to say the alphabet in my mind. No, is it the next card? Oh, no, it's not. Wait. Anyway, let me focus. Here we go. Lightning and power. It makes me think of, that's so crazy. Let me tell you, I keep bumping this stone and it always reminds me of an arrow, and it makes me think of the wheel card and kind of how like we're in this vortex, we're in this gateway, this portal space of the first eclipse season. I don't really bump my stones a lot. And the first time I bumped this, it almost kind of for a second. So this could be, I don't know, what is it giving, Spirit? Someone's trying to find. Okay, slow it down for me, Spirit. It's sitting on top of my oracle card that says Gaia Gateway Activation. a transmission, and it's about learned experience and grounding. Okay, maybe someone feels ungrounded, like, whoa, I'm seeing Polaris, North Star, a compass spinning too fast, the magnets trying to, harmonics of balance, being balanced. Now I'm seeing the compass slowly, I'm seeing like recalibration, getting back into alignment. We've been talking about that a lot. True north. What was it we were talking about? Tiwa's rune. I'm seeing that again. Yeah, it's about alignment. And this has to do with the north node. It has to do with this, oh, you know what, too? We keep talking about the first retrograde for Mercury will be in Pisces. Pisces will go back and slow down. Oh, shoot. When is that? Is that a couple days? Hold on. I think it's important because that is a big recalibration point. For me, ooh, child, we rebuke it. Not Mercury, credit card. What spirit? Build your Mercury credit? What? I don't know. Maybe it's a message. Maybe you're building those cornerstones in the Mercury retrograde. I don't know. Credit? That's interesting. Child, I know it's not 3 days. What am I hearing? I'm hearing that clip again, y'all. 30 minutes? You only have 30 minutes. It's 3 days. The first Mercury retrograde will be on the 26th, child. It's going to start in the middle of the Pisces stellium, but I think it's a beautiful thing. I always feel into Mercury retrograde is energetic realignment, recalibration. What'll be will be, and what ain't, it sure won't be. Spiritual protection, realignment, reevaluation, reviewing contracts, reviewing commitment. Okay. Either reuniting with yourself by not reuniting with other people, but now we're going to get into a Mercury reading. We'll do that, though. We need to do that. 30 minutes. I'm like 3 days. Okay. Woo. Anyway, noted. Okay. Oh, I was going to look at the chart, though, because lightning is giving Uranus. Is Uranus still trining? Let's look and see. Yes, Uranus is still in a trine with Pluto. Maybe someone wants to put a pin note there and go back and read about it. It's been an ongoing development of unfolding energy. Uranus trining with Pluto. Uranus is in Taurus. Pluto is in Aquarius. Yeah, I think that's the main one. Of course, we know Uranus is conjunct the moon today. What's the moon in today, child? Oh, both Taurus. Okay, yes. It's giving grounded. Okay, right. That's so interesting, though, that we're tapping into that. And the Dragonfly, it can feel like the opposite of that. That's interesting. Hold on. Oh, I lost my page. Hold on. Hold on. What Miss Tab say? Hold your mule, honey. Hold your mule. One moment, please. Recalibrating. I wanted to see Uranus trine Pluto. I was trying to remember how long this placement has been going on, but I may not be able to find it right here immediately. But it's been developing like for some time now. I think the biggest alignment is going to be in the summer, and it's going to do this whole thing with like Gemini and yeah. Anyway. But okay, let me I'm not going to be able to search for that now, but I'll have to write that down because now I'm curious how this development of Uranus trining Pluto has kind of been unfolding. But let's read the lightning card because it's giving like Pluto and Aquarius with all those activations of the things that need to be cleared as blockages, right? Death, the underworld, the shadow work, the things that we need to release so that we can get grounded in our embodiment and receive this new clarity of mind, and then we're reconnecting with these soul purposes. So that makes sense to me. We see, okay, so we're going to read the lightning card now. That's what was having me on a Uranus spiral, okay? Power. We see power all around us. It's in the mountains and the meadows and the clouds. In fact, in every expression of nature, yet there isn't a more dramatic display of nature's power than lightning. It electrifies and splits the atmosphere such that when the heated air comes rushing together, you get that? It's the heat and the air element. That's the direction we're going this year. But we have the water still working in our favor right now in the stellium. Heated air is what makes that lightning effect, okay? Don't miss that. When the heated air comes rushing together, we hear thunder, the applause of the gods, right? So I had to sip some coffee, y'all. Lightning sharpens our senses and triggers fear and awe. We see these forked beams and brilliant light jump up from the sky, and our instinctual vigilance is triggered in anticipation of the roar that follows. There's something here about Spirit is bringing something through is like survival, is like PTSD, and how when one thing happens, it's connected. Okay, there's something here about mental reprogramming. What is it? Cognitive, when you do the cognitive behavior therapy, there's something, what is it, EMDR? But yeah, something like this. Just because this happens, you're programmed to immediately go into instinctual fear-based anxiety, whatever, that lowers your frequency. We want to come up and out of the frequency fences, but we have to reprogram those. Maybe someone's in therapy, because I am seeing like the, what is it, metronome? So some kind of meter. Yeah, like a therapy session. We see these forked beams of brilliant light jump from the sky, and our instinctual vigilance is triggered in anticipation of the roar that follows. We naturally seek shelter from the storm, or are grateful that we already are being sheltered. This demonstration of the power of creation is yet another way to remind us that we are not in control of the natural world. And thank goodness. We so silly. We think we are too. There's some people out there, woe unto them. Nobody's hijacking Gaia. Never going to happen. Woe unto them. That's all we'll say. When we witness nature's power with open hearts and minds, we see that it is neither destructive nor constructive. It simply is. You see the beingness element of the Piscean nature there? The power available to you, the force, right? The force, okay? The force of life itself is neutral. It is neither inherently good or bad. It is how you utilize it that will determine whether it is ultimately harmful or life-giving and congruent with the will of spirit that pulses through you. What is required is awareness of your intention, your values, your willingness to act on them under the particular circumstances of your inquiry, your situation, or your point in life, right? This makes me think of The Craft. Shout out, maybe that's a synchronicity or a confirmation for someone. And you know the scene where she's saying, this is, what is she's like, this is not a good witch or a bad witch. It is the energy of the, you know what I'm talking about? She's magically, whoosh. Dang, I know, right? Were you activated too when you saw her light those candles? You were like, all of my past lives are coming back to me. It's all coming back to me now. Okay? No? I mean, that's how I felt when I saw that movie, but, you know. I digress. You get the vibe, right? Although you may see yourself as using this power for good, do not allow yourself to get caught up in the duality of good and bad and determining your decisions or actions. Through prayer and ceremony, you can tap into the spiritual force. And by paying close attention, maybe someone is into Star Wars. I mean, who doesn't love Star Wars? But I'm getting a lot of images there too of like, you know, how he was trying to mentor the Jedi, and it was like, you must be strong in the Force, you know. But it was all about how they projected it through themselves. You know, the master couldn't just be like, here's the Force, good luck, you know, have a great. They had to learn how to master that flowing through them. Through prayer or ceremony, right, or ritual or meditation, what have you, you can tap into the spiritual force. And by paying close attention to Spirit's prompting, your choice will ultimately be revealed to you, one that is beyond your typical perspective. From there, you can continue to access this divine power that is the very force driving the universe. Do you see the emergence of power, and it's being executed towards what? I mean, through what? This is effortless. This is waterfall. This is the path of least resistance, which is very much embodied in the strength card. But this is Piscean flow too. You see everything is unthawing. Slowly but surely it will unfreeze. Spirit is reminding me about this lesson that I took once because I'm kind of obsessed with the alchemy of water. Hello, Aquarius water bearer. So I love all kinds of studies, ice, water programming, sacred geometry and all these things, right? But it's very interesting. We'll have a little nerdy environmental sciences thing here where when the ice thaws, was it Molly McCord and Pam Gregory? Ooh, you guys have to watch. I think it's shared on both their channels, but I love them and I tout them all the time as my most favorite teachers. But they were having a discussion together on a call, and Molly was talking about, or Pam, whoever, vice versa, the water melting is bringing codes from the ancestors that have been frozen until it was just the right time that we should need them, because then that water will circulate all the earth. It goes into the plants you eat. You will drink it. You get what I'm saying? I'm hearing the circle of life on a moment away, and it moves us all. Okay, through despair and hope, through faith and love. Almost said hoop. And now I'm seeing a Native American dancer doing the hoops and how he was talking about they do the dance because it's about alchemizing all these experiences. But also the environmental sciences that when the ice thaws, now I'm seeing Isa, the rune that is of pause and stillness. We have to pause so that those things can unthaw and freeze. And when that water comes down off the high mountaintops and goes through the watershed, it's very reinvigorating and replenishing to the tributaries, which then nourish and enrich the soil. You get what I'm saying? You see the metaphor here? Look at that. Perhaps somebody has a hiking trail. I know I do. I'm seeing a vivid picture of this hiking trail that has a similar watershed like this. Ooh, we're going to go visit her. We have a cold snap this week, though. Maybe someone goes hiking or they need to, you stick your hand up under the waterfall. I always take mine and dot it on my head and wipe it on the back of my neck for cleansing. Okay, I'm seeing that. Let's read Waterfall Effortless. And it moves us all through despair and love, faith and love, till we find our place on the path unwinding. Okay, I'm hearing it like da-da-da. Maybe someone just watched The Lion King. I don't know, could be confirmation. Water naturally flows from higher to lower ground, eventually finding its way to the ocean. That's called the watershed, okay? One of nature's most exquisite and dynamic demonstrations of this fact is the waterfall. Graceful, powerful, and effortless, she can take our breath away with her cascading beauty. She readily flows around that which may otherwise impede. She is extremely patient, persistent, and skillful in the way that she ever so gradually shapes and carves her passageways down the slope of the mountain. Note how the waterfall forms ribbons that accord with the artistry of the stone faces she descends, joining the calmer pool for a rest before she continues her journey. There's no strain or stress in this moment. The water simply follows natural law in the interaction between the formations of the precipice that she traverses and the powerful fluidity and adaptability of her flow. Effortless, okay? It's giving Pisces. Do we see that? But the thaw, what was frozen, and then it's going to begin to move. You see the transition from Aquarius to Pisces there? You have come to the edge of your comfort zone. Okay, this is the aneretic degree. Remember we hung at the edge with Neptune. And then now we're going over the edge into Aries. You have come to the edge of your comfort zone and find yourself fighting to resist moving past the perceived precipice of who you are, how you can be. That's very Chiron and Aries. Maybe studying your Chiron placement, put a pin note in that. But collectively, we're going through Chiron and Aries. That's very fitting for this. Your perceived precipice of who you are how you can be or what you can do. Spirit is asking you to step beyond the edge and allow yourself to do so with ease rather than struggle. Yes, at times physical exertion is necessary. Yep, hello Aries, right? We're going to see that. But when performed with fluidity and grace, even when the task seems daunting, you will find that the movement moves you effortlessly. Approach the present situation or relationship with awareness and grace. Do not try and make it effortless. That just creates more strain, right? What is it, Murphy's Law? Or, the quantum physics. When you look at it and you're looking at it, it forces the particles to move in a weird way. And they're like, oh, stop looking at us. Instead of just letting it flow, Approach the present situation or relationship with awareness and grace. Do not try to make it effortless. That just creates more strain. The key word here is to allow. Allowance. Spirit is saying allowance and acceptance partner well together. This is not a time to fight, but to surrender to the will of Spirit. Even if you're being asked to let go completely and tumble into the brink of creation itself, right? Imagine a baby like, what do you mean? I'm getting evicted? But they don't have any control. And then boom. Keep your focus on your solar plexus and your breath. You will find the waters there to be ultimately still and calm. Breathe through any tension, relaxing and yielding to the movement that is occurring at any given moment makes your life effortless. How beautiful is that? Well, now I feel like, as we talked about waterfalls and we've had this beautiful earth magic energy, I really want to read to you from the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle. Not the light on the Gateway of Light. You see that? That's so interesting. Where's that reflecting from? Because I pulled the blinds down. But anyway, we love to see. It's twos. It's two of them in the portal. Do you see that? I know you see that. Thank you, Spirit. Gaia Gateway. I want to move it because I'm like, you can't see it. But look, you can't make that shit up, y'all. Look. Gaia Gateway Activation, learning experiences, wisdom transmission, earth intelligence. Yes. Okay. All the colors look so beautiful. I'm going to scooch us down right here. I'm just going to scooch in here. We've been trying to contact you. Okay, no, seriously though, look at all, the aesthetic is giving. Uranus and Taurus, Moon and Taurus today. Okay, I journaled with this card last night. Let's read it together. It's very beautiful. And this card really talks about less commonly referred to chakras, so that's a good learning point. The Gaia Gateway is the chakra that connects us directly with the mind and intelligence of Mother Earth. This chakra is not very well known, but is now being acknowledged as one of the key energetic spaces. Sorry, guys. You know what this is making me think of with this activation is like ley lines and grid work. Aries, the fire horse galloping across, and like that. I'm hearing hooves, the hoof beats, boop, 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 like drum beats, like a rhythmic pulsation, galloping across the earth. But it's like activations. It's like a dragon, a serpent, and a horse. Yeah, but it's activating grid lines. This is what I'm tapped into. Okay. This chakra is not very well known, but is now being acknowledged as one of the key energetic spaces we can connect with to activate the ascension process. For many years, ascension has been thought of as moving beyond the limitations of the body and transcending the physical realm. Ooh, get into this because it's the embodiment of these frequencies, right? But it is, in fact, the process of becoming present in the body in full awareness of the spirit within. Okay, Spirit wants me to show you again. Where is Miss Pixie? Magenta Pixie, please get into this. The Diamond Codex and the Quartz Key, please find it. It talks about the imbalance, the balance and imbalance, and just the things that you go through when you become activated in your light body, and that, the plasmic, more fluid, more crystalline Christos, all of this type of activations within our energetic and spiritual psychic auric bodies. Okay, get into this. The accelerated Stargate system. But this does not anchor properly if you are not grounded. The Gaia Gateway is found below our feet under the Earth Star chakra. But when we're connecting to it, it is best to imagine it in the center of the Earth. The best way to describe it is a wormhole, or child, it's another portal, you know it, or a portal in the center of the Earth that allows us to connect directly with the non-physical intelligence of Gaia, the spiritual presence of planet Earth. The Earth is a highly spiritual, intelligent, aware being. She has lived through many challenges and experiences that have led her to where she is today. No matter what has been served up to her or how many of us have mistreated her, she has found a way to survive and thrive because she transmutes. We're not going to spiral off the side of our tinfoil, whatever conspiracy. Child, look, conspiracy theorists about 100 on 100 on their percent right now. But I digress. We can talk about how the earth can actually replenish water and natural springs if you study science, and how things fall down to a certain core and all get burned and transmuted. And yes, I know it does take lots of time to replenish soil, and we're not going to get off in all that, but I'm saying the earth, the earth is giving us this major frequency in this reading of nobody is bigger than my program. You see what I'm saying? Visualize. Okay, let's take a deep breath. Okay, let's just be grounded. Visualize yourself sending deep roots into the center of the earth. When you get as far as you can go, a portal will open. So maybe you see this like roots of a tree. Maybe you create your own cord and you use your beautiful inner child imagination, which is a power. And you have a braided cord, or you have a golden cord. Preferably, just as a side note, don't make it a chain. Just trust me on that. But this is how you connect with this frequency, you see. Maybe it looks like a beautiful crystal that sits underneath you. Get creative with it, okay? When you get as far as you can go, a portal will open up and connect with you, and connect you to the matrix of Gaia's wisdom. Be open to receiving a direct transmission from her. Sometimes it's not our role to know how everything will unfold. Okay. You listen to me. Lock that in, please. Because that is the black magic, dark Saturnian, dying grid work matrix spell. Okay? And it will bring you out of your alignment and take your power from you if you get wrapped up in thinking, I need to see more. I need to expose more. I need to know more. Yes, we are in a time. Pluto and Aquarius. Hello, age of Aquarius. We will liquidate. We will expose. We will disclose. But does that mean you need to look at it all? Excuse me. Does that mean you need to see it all? Does that mean you... No. Okay, please. That was for somebody. Okay? Sometimes it is not our role to know how everything will unfold, or is unfolding, or was unfolded, or has been done, or was done. You get me? When you draw this card, it's a reminder to trust the plan. Hello, Pisces. Trust the plan. Okay? The wisdom of Gaia is with you at this time, and you can enjoy the natural expansion that is taking place. Oh, Moon and Taurus. Uranus and Taurus coming in clutch. Helping us ground it all out, okay? Okay. You may have a tendency to go traveling and look to the stars for answers, and I'm not saying it's bad, right? But realize that the planet you call home, and in fact you chose to incarnate here, yes? As many would have been standing in line to gladly take your place, because this is a coveted place to be doing alchemical soul work. Talk about major maximum XP, okay? Shout out to people who play games. You have chosen to be here. This may not be easy to accept. There's acceptance again. Especially if your current reality is a harsh one. Hello. Okay. Especially, okay. But your current experiences are vital for your growth, okay? The earth herself cannot escape the challenges that she is facing at this time. We learn from her strength and we learn from her yearning for a better future. Come back to her. She is your chosen home. You know, I feel like we almost have to end with, what is it? The Green Witch's Oracle. Hold on. Hold on for one more day. I heard someday somebody's gonna make you wanna till then. What is it? Are you gonna let them hold you down and make you cry? Don't you know things will change? Y'all, how does it go? Things will go your way if you hold on for one more day. Yes. Yes. Okay, let's pull a card and we'll close it here. The Green Witch's Oracle deck. We love Erin Murphy Hiscock. She has great books. This is a beautiful deck. Let's see what this beautiful, which has turned out to be very Taurian, but there's a lot of other energies present here too. Pisces, Aquarius. All right, Spirit, what do we have to close this beautiful message that we have for today? Thank you for the blessing of the fact that we can always align with portals. We can ground into the grid of nature. We can trust our embodied wisdom and experience, okay? Hold on for one more day. I know somebody's gonna make you cry. Okay, I'm gonna have to play that song now, y'all. That's that good. That's that OG. Like, put that on. You about to clean multiple rooms. Yes, energy gonna be fresh. It's gonna be aligned. All right. That one be having you. Why am I seeing? I'm seeing this reel. Somebody talking about watching the Olympics and watching curling. Do you get into it? I get into the curling. It's so fascinating. It's so strategic. But she had her dust mop and she was like, what do they call it? Sweeping. Okay, it's literally, but they call it sweeping and curling with her dust mop around her little Roomba. It was cute, y'all. Till then, you know, you got that good shuffle going. Ooh, it's giving spiritual cleaning. It's giving, I'm hearing, can't stop me. What is it? 'Cause I'm having a good time. Dun, 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 dun. We love Freddie over here, okay? It's rain. I don't know why. Maybe this is confirmation for someone I heard. It's raining. Hallelujah. And not in that way. Okay, but if you know, you know. Listen. Let's refocus. This makes me think of a peace lily, which was someone who's special to me as their favorite flower. Aw, thank you for being in this space. I appreciate that message. Okay, rain. Hey, we had effortless with water. Cleansing, purification, and hydration. Somebody need to do spiritual cleansing on their house. Y'all got a good playlist? Put it on. Okay, rain. 61. Here we go. Cleansing, purification, and hydration. Water is one of the essentials of life and one of the 4 classical elements that we use in magical work. Rain hydrates the soil and the plants. It can be a gentle sprinkling to moisten your garden or a heavy deluge, enough to wash away previously stable land. The rain card tells you that something in your life needs cleansing or purification. It may be a light cleansing or it may be a full-on reshaping of your situation. There may be a part of your life that is parched and needs rejuvenation. Meditate on the warning that this card brings and use the energy of water to purify the imbalance. Let the rain wash away what overwhelms you. Is there a part of your life that is eroding due to unceasing flow of stable energy? That's perfect. That's definitely perfect. All right, you guys, this is where I'm going to leave it. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you Be grounded and embodied this week. Practice your spiritual hygiene and take good care of yourself out there, okay? Love yourself extra big. I look forward to connecting with you soon. Until then, take good care, okay? Love you. Bye.